With a century of tournaments under its belt, the PGA Championship has had no shortage of iconic moments in its history. Ahead of the 101st event at Bethpage Black, the PGA of America asked fans to vote for their favourite championship moments. So we've been asking those in the know for their standout memories.
Well, I think Tiger Valhalla, I think for a lot of people, I mean, you talk about emotive. I mean, that was a Tiger we hadn't really seen all year, because if you think about it, he wins the US Open by 15 shots. He wins at St. Andrews by 8 shots. And all of a sudden he's got a guy that, from California, that's a classic journeyman, and he's got him beat, and they go into a playoff. And we saw, I mean, if you go back and look at those highlights, I mean, the putt he made on 18 in regulation, which he still considers to be the biggest pressure putt he's ever made in his career, and he's even Torrey Pines, that one stands above it.
First hole of the playoff, Tiger Woods for his birdie. Oh, he was running after it. He ran after it. He got there before the ball did. I don't believe it. How about that? I've never seen him do that.
You're seeing Tiger run to the hole and point like this. But so that by far would be the most emotive. But the PGA Championship, it's funny to me because it doesn't get its due. It's one of 4. And I think one of the daftest questions I'll ever hear is, if you could win a major, which one would it be? But nobody gets to pick which major they win, do they? I mean, you either win it that week or you're not, and it's what's put in front of you. And if you look back, there's been so many great moments. I mean, you talk about emotive. What about Davis Love, you know, sweeping his visor up, but there's this big rainbow across the sky, and his father, who's a very popular club pro, who's died in a car. I mean, that was pretty good stuff.
Just brilliant.
It's a gentleman's game, and there's no finer gentleman out here than Davis Love III.
Well, I go back almost 20 years, I think, now to Medina in 1999, when kind of Sergio announced himself on the world stage with that incredible shot from next to the tree on the 16th hole.
What's he got? What club has he got?
Yeah, that looks like it's 4.
Yeah, that doesn't have much loft. I think he's going to give it a whack here, ladies and gentlemen. You small children, don't watch this.
Get up there!
Look at him. He's quick, too. Oh, my goodness, he hit it on the green. Oh, that's unbelievable.
That was something really special, I think, and his reaction was incredibly memorable. I can still see him in my mind's eye, you know, running up the fairway and jumping, and he was like a kid. It brought joy to the game. I thought it was terrific. I mean, we'd kind of seen him coming in Europe. He'd won the Amateur Championship, he'd played in tour events, and he'd done well in his brief time as a pro before that. But yeah, I mean, America suddenly knew exactly who Sergio was. I mean, he was the kid that ran up the fairway and jumped. I mean, what better marketing can you get than that, really?
Well, oddly, my moment actually came before I worked in media. I was actually on a committee at the 1995 PGA Championship, and so I was very invested in the week. And it was a very incredible ending with Colin Montgomery and Steve Elkington ended up in an incredible duel. Steve Elkington made a winning putt, and I was taking photographs at the time, and I've since given him those photographs of his winning reaction. And it was just it's a special atmosphere, in particular at that venue, Riviera Country Club, because the 18th green is an amphitheater. And to see somebody make a birdie putt on the last green there, no matter what the tournament's been, is special. But in the PGA Championship, the greens were a little bumpy that year, and to see that ball roll in and see his reaction, and the noise on that green is unlike any other in golf, because the people are literally on top of you. And it was just I still get goosebumps thinking about that moment.
I remember being about 20 and watching John Daly in '91. It was the most extraordinary thing I'd ever seen, and it's still right up there, you know, just the story of it was the Rocky story of golf, really. You know, this boy driving through the night, he was ninth reserve, getting in, and then just fiercely just taking on the course, driving it places nobody had dreamt of driving it, and just, you know, I think it's probably one of my favourite major wins ever.
Just wants to get this on the putting surface, and it's a good line. Left center of the green.
He was the best sight in golf till Tiger came along, as far as I'm concerned. And you know, even when he plays now, you know, people just gravitate towards him because he's just interesting. He's something different. They were going mad for him. You know, usually when you get outsiders winning, there's usually sort of, you know, people aren't sure because they come to see the stars. But a star was born in front of them that day, and you know, they just totally got into the story straight away. It was, you know, it was a really romantic. It was a fairy tale. You don't get many of them in golf.